The Diamondbacks knew they were getting a solid hitter when they acquired J.D. Martinez from the Detroit Tigers, but even the D-backs couldn't have seen this type of production coming. Martinez was named the NL Player of the Week for the 4th time this season. He's the only player in MLB history to win Player of the Week honors 4 times in 1 year. Now, Martinez's contract expires at the end of the season. Dylan, should the D-backs pay up to keep the 30-year-old, considering how great he's been since he's come to Arizona? Or should they just treat him like a rental at the end of the year and move on?
It's hard to see a guy perform as unbelievably well as JD has performed since being acquired by the Diamondbacks and then not get a second look. Maybe the plan was rental going into this whole thing.
Okay.
Hell, they didn't give up too much to the Detroit Tigers. I know that the Tigers were hoping to get a lot more for JD Martinez, and the Tigers had a fire sale. They waved the white flag to get rid of Verlander, to get rid of Upton and Martinez. Martinez was someone they felt like they could have got more out of, even though he's an impending free agent. They didn't get that much for him. If your plan as the D-backs was to rent him, then that plan has to change. Now, I don't think they need to get handcuffed into some 6-7 year deal that completely handcuffs their ability to sign other free agents and to spend over the next half decade. But if you can get them for 3 years, if you can really hold a hard bargain and say, we'll give you a high average annual salary, because when you look at the other free agents, especially slugging free agents, there's not that many out there. When you look back last year, guys that hit a lot of home runs, like Chris Carter and Davis, some of these other guys, they didn't really get paid as much. Now, all of a sudden, we're looking at a guy that not only is putting the home run after home run for this team, now 24 home runs, even just since being acquired by the Diamondbacks, 51 RBIs in the 51 games he's played with the Diamondbacks. But this is a guy that can hit for contact as well. When you go back to 2014, 315 average, 282 after that, 307 after that, 305 so far with the Tigers this year, and 297 with the Diamondbacks. This is a guy, if you can get for 3 years, even I'd go up to 4 years, you got to lock him up, because from what I read, the Cardinals and many other teams are very, very antsy to get to offseason so that they can wow him with a deal. I think with the way he's performed, especially with the spotlight on him, that's what happens when you get acquired at around the deadline. There's a spotlight on you. How's he going to perform? You know, he was asked to come in and change the lineup. He's done that. And for the Diamondbacks specifically, when you've got a core of him and Goldschmidt, that's all the protection you need for the next 3
years. This year
Lamb's been great. You're starting to really develop something.
You have to wonder what the price will be. You say 3 or 4 years. Some of those other teams are going to put some big figures out there, and I don't consider Arizona as a team that's just going to go out there and spend, you know, whatever it takes to keep him.
I don't think I go 5 years. I think I try to wow him with a number over 4 years or less that say, listen, you could turn this into 2 more windows. This window right now, we'll pay you a lot per year. And then at 33, go get yourself 1 more big deal for another 3 years, and you can have 2 nice big contracts coming up. That's what I'd try to convince JD and his agent. Now, if the Cardinals want to come over the top with 5 years, maybe that'll be what does the Diamondbacks in terms of bringing JD back. But they got to really look seriously at bringing him back with what he's done to this lineup. He's reinvented it.
Martinez says he has enjoyed his time in Arizona, so he certainly will be willing to listen. We'll see if the D-backs can get it done.
Like 95 every day, dry heat. How isn't he having a good time?